We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, in Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. Sweetie! I'm coming.
A run with Josh Adams, the Eagles' leading rusher as a rookie last year. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. Cowboys and Eagles, of course, such a great rivalry. Last year, the Cowboys got the better of the Eagles both times that they met, with Philly coming off their Super Bowl title. But in weeks 10 and 14, it was Dallas beating Philly by a single possession. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
On first down, this is Adams. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. And a big loss here as he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. To try again after the sack. Wentz. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 30.
A gain of 26 yards. First down, Eagles.
Here we go.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Wentz hands to Adams. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hey, Charlie!
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
At their own 21-yard line.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
After the sack on 1st down, Prescott. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Kill. Hey, they scared.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. From the pistol, here's Elliott. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Check 99. Check 99.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Sideline throw, that's caught. Amari Cooper chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games with the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard game in the playoffs against the Rams. And if you add up the numbers between the two teams last year, he was over 1,000 for the 3rd time in 4 NFL seasons. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
46.
Throwing, Prescott, he'll bite, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Strong right. 4 down. Check. Hey, alert 3. Kill.
Here's Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to drop those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But if you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. They worked out for 6. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, they run with Smallwood. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Good. 180. Black 5-4. Here we go, D. It's
Throwing is Wentz. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Geno Atkins, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Throwing now is Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar.
That's it. Big hit.
A 14-yard pickup, but it's 3rd down.
Here we go. 280. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And Jeffrey's got it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
And an Eagle.
We're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a 1st down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Wins to throw again. There's the first NFL catch for the former Stanford man, jjae187's.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it,
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin.
Let's go, let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
2 minutes to play in this first half, 7-3, our score. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and it's 2nd down.
There we go. There we go. Going to 53. 54. Watch the run.
Prescott. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Prescott from the gun. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. And Xavier Woods with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Prescott to throw it. Over the middle, Cooper with it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now two straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. And his kick is absolutely perfect. Of course, the door for Maher was opened after a little bit of a surprise move. The Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League where he kicked for 4 years. And I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw, it's Wentz. Flushed out right. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. A final shot before half for Wentz. Escaping, and he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in this.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 36 yards on the play. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work out a little bit more. Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Get in the weight room. 36, 36. Check 24. 26.
They go to Elliott again. That's Shetty. Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
First down, a run with Smallwood. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
180. Check, 43. Yeah.
Throwing on second and 14. Wentz into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it second and 5. And credit the tackle to Derek Barnett.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Again, it's Elliott. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Cooper's got him. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They'll run it with Elliott. Still on his feet. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
47.
Prescott now. And that's Elliott, complete. And he's going to get it down. Down to the 33-yard line here. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Hey, kill.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Open man right side is St. Brown. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Prescott now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring up second down.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. And again, it's Prescott. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A.J. Green with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air.
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Another try after the first down sack. Wentz skirts by him at the 35. Caught right side, it's Jeffrey. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Check 31, check 31. Here. 54, the great 57. Check, watch 54, watch 54. Hey, seam 6.
They do go for it. It's Wentz. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Silver. Slam.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. Back now in Arlington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Elliott down to the 30 after a gain of 3. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with Coach?
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Sean Lee, the longtime vet, getting in and getting to the QB.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Here's Darkwa. And that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line. 8 yards there helps, but they're still stuck now. 3rd and long coming up.
Run. Get that ball. Check on 7.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Mike 54. 54. Here we go. Hey, Delta.
Here's Wentz to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. Orleans Darkwa, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Check.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And that will be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
The Eagles indeed snap it. Wentz. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent. And now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10. A 1st down carry by Elliott. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. To throw on 2nd and 6. Prescott. Green's got it over the middle. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. On 1st down, Elliott. Elliott a 1st down and more. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott. his second touchdown of the night. And the Cowboys turn that interception into a touchdown. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. On the run, Darkwa. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From the 31, Wentz. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This one caught left side by Cooper. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Elliott. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Elliott. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And he'll get this down only to the 18. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Dallas, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching.